What is going on? I'm Zedmot. Now, first and foremost, let's get code Zedmot in that shop, and then if you play any Supercell games, do make sure you go through them all and check for Black Friday deals. There's lots and lots of free stuff. Don't have to pay, especially in things like Squad Busters and Brawl Stars. There's lots and lots of free stuff. Now, also, while you're at it, do make sure you go check out store.supercell.com. Boom Beach is not on there yet, but lots and lots of good deals on all of the things. We're going to start here on this tech tree. I got to tell you that Hidden Warriors... Now, a little bit of context here. I do a good tech tree every season and then an alternative tech tree, and obviously the good one is down through the bottom. You get clone rifles, you get mortars, you get a sky shield, you get the beautiful, beautiful turrets. On the top path, you get none of that, and using Hidden Warriors as fodder for your rocket choppas does not work well. Yes, they run pretty darn quick, but they go invisible around boom cannons, so I'm getting some decent times here. Yes, we do in fact have Captain Rudy. He has been able to get us into rank 14, and just sending him on his bombing runs, and without troop damage, he kind of just tickles some things, but there are people down in 13 who picked the grappler for whatever reason, and this is more a realistic time. So we are sending some of those beautiful Hidden Warriors on the right-hand side. They're just distracting a little teeny tiny bit. You have to send them on their own sort of path. If you send them with your rocket choppas, they are completely useless. But I refuse to go back and get that deployable turret, so I'm just pushing forward with these guys. I tried using Grenadiers as fodder for the rocket choppas. They don't work at all. Heavies are too slow, so we're just going to use Rudy. And on the main account, I have refused to get Rudy. I am going to go 5 engine rooms instead. I did not have the wherewithal in me, or I think that's the wrong term. Could have gotten Rudy quite a while ago, but in order to get that 5 engine room level, I figured I'm just going to keep saving instead. Might be the wrong call, might come back for Rudy later, but 5 engine rooms is better, and I would have had to push to like 18 or 19 to get 5, and Rudy, and I am trying to go casual this season a little bit more. The opening day of the season was not, and see again, you see here, I did one day ago, I was on a 4-game win streak and I just stopped playing, then I got 2 wins and I stopped playing again. Would have been smarter to push towards 17, but this time of the year, I just need a little bit of sanity. So we're going to review quickly, getting 315 without Rudy against a Sky Shield base, which is pretty darn great. And this is my standard hit. Probably showed you already in the past, but flaring towards the back because I have tick 4 flares. Need that flare to end, and then just getting all of the boom cannons distracted and crushing some bases. Now, this base is days old now. It's probably super duper cracked, but I don't care because we're going to 5 engine rooms, and you see still that same hit, flaring towards the back, getting that early deployable turret out to distract that boom cannon, and then just clearing all the way across. Don't have the GBE to drop that last rocket choppa to start with, but we're just cruising through. Same deal, just onto the engine rooms bit by stinking a little bit. Probably going to see some different bases here by the fact that my hits got a little bit slower. Sir Charles, a great player. Big shout out there. And then trying to get those timings right. You see that I finally, and why that turned, but I think there is a deploy, maybe it hit a boom mine. Yeah, like why that rock boom cannon turned, we don't really know. Guessing that it got closer. Weird things happening at all times, and then same. This person has a couple extra defenses forwards, little bit better base. I think that was Sir Charles, and if not, then regardless, we're gonna go up to the top one. Second Sky Shield, a different base yet again, and with the boom mines, if Your deployable turret does bounce. It can trigger a boom mine, but it's pretty gosh darn rare for that to happen. And same deal, just burning through all of this stuff and then finally getting the flare out and saving a couple seconds. So 4 engine room is pretty generic. That's why part of the reason why I'm looking for get to 5. And I know some people with Rudy are getting like 317, 321 style times, hoping we don't run into them as we collect. And sure enough, everyone's in 5, and I have not yet attacked a 5 engine room base. So this is going to be a big disadvantage for me. I'm just going to make it up. I have not even seen a single 5 engine room attack, so I don't know what the heck we're trying to do here, but I'm going to go something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to get this into this neighborhood, and then as soon as those guys start to move, I'm going to get, let's get all of these guys out, and hoping that we can get that down and then get that over there. And then those guys should head up that left wall, I think. These guys should have head up this right wall, and then hopefully we can get that into there. And I did not notice that boom cannon at the back, but we should have enough firepower to burn through it eventually. Not good at all. And now we're on the engine room, and we need to get onto that back engine room somewhat quickly right about now, and we're too late. This is going to be a slowish time. I think we're going to get a 3 minutes and 8 seconds. I have no idea if that's fast or slow. We definitely can go faster, and that's against a 17, which is kind of nice because we're only going to lose 8 stars. I don't think that was a boss battle, was it? We were at 50. No, that was not a boss battle. So for my first 5 engine room hit, pretty happy with that. Definitely, if I would have gotten, I think, my turret timing a little bit better. If I would have thrown my turret for the back one, we would have been able to get much better. You see I threw a turret right there, and it's doing absolutely nothing for us. So definitely poor timing on my part, poor placement on my part, but we can get some decent times against 5 engine room bases. Is a little bit good, a little bit. Also, we don't even need a turret back there. That is great news. So we're going to throw here, we're going to throw there, we're going to throw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, getting those guys going. And then as soon as they get towards that back, same deal. Nothing fancy here. Why you just turned that way, I couldn't tell you, but let's get you guys out there. You're going to get stopped as the flare expires. Then we're going to drop you into there, getting bit by bit, and this is the slow frustrating part. We're gonna throw you into that neighborhood. That is probably the worst possible spot for that turret, but we're gonna get you over there, getting onto this engine room slowly, and we are not gonna get the time I was hoping for because our troops have split, and that flamethrower is gonna slow us down a little teeny tiny bit, and there's nothing to flare, and we're gonna get a 311, which is not gonna be fast enough to win. And this is why you claim your chests as soon as they're available. Gort, hey, we won! Look at that! I said it wasn't enough to win, and we somehow won. So, 311, not gonna be good enough. I had players in rank 13 pulling 3 minutes, 15 second times. We're just getting a little bit lucky on matches. I'm gonna build a 5 here as soon as I get my next chest, and you guys can just hang out in the background. Okay, chests are collected, unlocking that next engine room, and just like that, we can pick up all of the things, and I'm going to build a base that I have seen a couple people using, and it is going to go fairly quickly because we don't have many mines to place, so lots and lots of goodness on that front. Not having many mines, a rocket chopper-centric season, I like it just for that portion. Now, I'm very curious to see if this is a test, like whether this is just they're seeing if they should extend the size of landing crafts forever, or if this is just a one-time thing. I would love to hear your feedback on this. My biggest feedback that I've seen is if they're going to permanently extend the size of those landing crafts, like if this gets implemented and actually changed as the new default, then these things right here Where are we at here? That reserve size that of 20 rocket choppas, that needs to be increased. That needs to be doubled as well. Because players without instant training, being able to do like one attack or whatever the heck it is, lose one attack miserably, not ideal at all. So do let me know what you think about that. I know that not everyone has instant training. I would love to see the percentage of players that play Boom Beach and how many of them actually have instant training, but it feels like 20 rocket choppas on a season where rocket choppas are the default is a little bit on the short side. And again, your feedback that you pass along to me, I've heard that from a couple people, but if you agree, please do let me know in the comments, because I would love to give more feedback towards the Boom Beach dev team. And we are almost finished building the base. That is how great this season is from a base building standpoint. I would pause about now, but we're just so darn close to finishing that I'm just gonna throw these things out there and see what does stick. Now, the player, I copied this from Alex Shu at the moment, and Alex Shu is in, I think I'm saying his name right, is in Diamond with this exact base, and I'm guessing that he has Rudy, because otherwise I don't know how the heck you would be that much different than everyone else. And the other detail is a bunch of players have started. If we look at top of Canada, for example, Commander J Doom, where are you at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 engine rooms with the troop damage, and that is the important detail. Lots of people saying the troop damage is better at 5 and GBE is better at 4. I am in with the bombardiers. I went and got those beautiful red bombardiers from the Boom Pass, so I do have half price changes, but I'm not sure I have the guts to make that change yet again. So we are just going to drop the rest of our mines here as we put the engine room into the correct location. I do like that about placing mines. I figured out that, hey, I've got them in the wrong spot when I do place mines, and I do find mistakes in my base building, but let's try one more 5 engine room attack. You know what? We're going to jump on out. I managed to get into rank 17, managed to get a couple decent hits in. The first thing that I got to say is, yes, you do have to go back for that troop damage. I was getting like 3-minute times with the GBE, switched to troop damage. That bumped me up to like 301 to 305. Got me into 17, figured out how to do some attacks. So against 4 engine room bases, because you don't have the GBE, you need to go back to this 6 and 2. And yes, there are still some 4 engine room bases out there, but otherwise mixing in some Riflemen and some rocket choppas. Big shout out to the Join at Own Risk group. Gave me some tips, some pointers, gave me some base ideas, some hit ideas. So the base that I'm using is solid. You should copy it, and we'll do one live hit just so that hopefully I don't screw it up. Seeing people with 2 sky shields, seeing people who've gone back through tanks to get the GBE, and that way they've been able to get the GBE and the troop damage at the same time. I will not be getting tanks. I hope I don't have to get tanks. The idea of spending tokens for tanks scares me. And suddenly we've got a weird base that doesn't make any sense at all. So we are going to try to mix this up a little bit. We are going to flare. Where do we want to get this split? I'm going to flare something like, we're going to go something like this. We're going to flare, go that guy there, that guy there. And then we're going to flare back into like this neighborhood and just drop the entire kitchen sink, bringing all of our troops, all of our rocket choppas. We're going to lose at least one along that path, but those rocket dudes, or those rifle dudes should help a little bit as our flare expires. And now I would love it if anyone went left. Someone go left. There we go. I said I wanted a lot of people going left, didn't want that many going left, and now we just need to get those explosive turrets down the bottom, trying to get as much towards the bottom as we possibly can. And then we're going to flare over into this neighborhood right about there and get one more of those guys out. All of the turrets, all of the time. Very, very strange base, and as a result, we're going to be a little bit slow. So 258 is probably not going to cut it. Double sky shield, front-loaded base. Interesting against Cigar 06. What do they got for us? Hey, we pulled out a draw. So there's going to be moments where, especially as soon as you go back to get that troop damage, you're going to need to reintegrate Riflemen into your hit. So just giving you some ideas. Generally speaking, one boat is fine, but on that one, definitely needed at least 2, maybe 3 would have been better, but I'll leave it there. I'm into 17. Hopefully you guys are into 17 or at least into gold and pushing your way forwards. 5 engine rooms. I'm going to push for 18 today, hopefully, maybe. The next unlock, of course, is Zookas, and I'm going to spend those tokens on Zookas just so I'm not even considering the idea of unlocking tanks to get that GBE. Bunches of players have the GBE and the troop damage, but I just don't want to go through tanks. I would more likely to go back and get Rudy than I am to get tanks, but artillery, interesting. Maybe that building health, probably more likely, but artillery and shocks and 6 engine rooms seems a little bit more appealing to me. Let me know what you're doing. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm Zed Mott. Peace. And happy Thanksgiving for you people down south.